let's just be our double team, Andromida double team. Right now we're buddy team. Tuesday, April 25th, 2017. So on the recording, we have the live Hangout link. So that's only for while we're live, and it's just like a different Hangout. And then we also have the direct YouTube live video of my screen. So I go to here, that, click on this one, of my school, and that's this link here. And so then for attendance, there's two things here. One is the people who are actually here now, right? And then we have people who checked in. And this would be Ana Clara. She checked in, but she didn't actually come. And then Isaac isn't here yet, right?
Not yet.
He said he was going to be late, so that's fine. Cool. So we can get rid of that for now. And then up at the top here, we want to, and usually I put here like, 2 p.m. America's time. It's our start time. And then at the top here, we want to link the Andromida super team. So that would be the only other thing we want to do. Can you do that? Do you know how to do that, Jorge? Do you guys know how to link the Andromeda team doc? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Excellent. All right. So priorities. Well, let's just check in. So we'll check in, go through priorities, and then go from there. So who wants to start checking in? You guys want me to start?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Cool. I am doing pretty well. I just went on a walk, which was nice, and feeling pretty good. I think overall, though, I'm a little bit just like, I mean, it's a lot to go from doing everything you're by yourself to now working with, a half dozen people and, doing all the training and like lots of meetings. So, my timeline on this is probably like a month of doing additional, work, to get everybody up to speed on what's going on. But I'm looking forward to when I can step back a little bit again and, work a more reasonable number of hours a week. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'm a little overwhelmed on that side of things, but overall, I'm doing pretty good. Check.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if one I can go next right now after yesterday's meeting, I was checking the document and I was just checking like what was like coming for us. And I was also like translating some documents because I needed to turn them in today. And yeah, I think that because we are just like 1/6 of the work that you're doing right now, because as you say, you're working with different teams. But it's good that we get to absorb all of these things in such few time.
Cool. Nelly?
Okay. Well, I just finished my other job, so glad I did. And I think I'm ready to start working with this. Like, for me, I will do it like more time. I would like to do it a little bit more time in this, more intention. I've been reading about the documents that we already have, so I can have more information about it. And because I think it's important to know how to deal with what we have and the clients and everything. And now that we are starting to doing the tasks, I think it's important. So yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I feel like where I'm at for today would be to go nice and slow and organized as best as possible, because there's just so much. It's like for me, the what I like to always say is that you know, the more that is going on, and you know, when you get overwhelmed, right? Like overwhelmed, etc. Like then you slow down, go slower, and get more detailed and focused. That's sort of one of the value systems that I push out there for the FCON Community Network. And it's kind of like the whole world is just spinning around and going like so insane, and we want to as everything goes faster, to slow down and get more organized on what we're doing, right?
Excellent.
Get more organized. So a couple of things here. We went over how to set up this top part. So this is the top part of the notes, right? And so this is a key component here, and that's and what one of the things we're going to be doing here. So this is general setup. General setup is you know, understanding some of the meeting notes and organizing and documenting things, as well as indexing. So meeting notes setup, organizing documents, and this is our online filing system. And then also just creating and linking docs. And then there's also the training list and indexing videos. So one of the things that I forgot, so one of the things we need to do for indexing the videos that I forgot to do is for this live YouTube feed, once we start the broadcast, we should have a time check so we know the exact time it starts. So we put like, you know, start at question mark time, right? And we missed that. So that's another thing I want to add to our process, so that we can be actively within the meetings creating the temporal indexes for the actual time, the start times of the different topics for training. So I mean, we can assume, it's kind of hard to estimate. It's so nice to just have the exact time, but let's assume we've done, what, 5 minutes of check-ins? Is that about right? No?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Let me see it. Let me just double check just to see if it's possible that it records the time, the start time. Is it in here? Let's see more. 8 minutes ago. It started streaming exactly 8 minutes ago. That's helpful.
Right.
All right. So maybe
there's a platform as well, like the Adobe system, where you can actually have like a. I was checking that last night. We can have like 30 people in the same class, and you will be the moderator. And it also records all the sessions as well.
Does it cost money?
I believe that it's free for 30 days.
Yeah, that means it costs money.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we can always look at other communication systems, right? And this is part of our communication, and we're going to be adding that to our list of training stuff too. So we have communication systems, and that would be internal communication systems. So yeah, so we can do that as the next steps as well. And next steps actually go at the top here. So next steps and tasks, you know, we put at the top as well, so we can keep track of them. And then one of the things that Isaac has been doing in terms of note taking is that he's been actually helping take notes on a different document, which is also perfectly fine. So right now, what we're in is, so at the very beginning, we did, so meeting notes setup, we did this in minute 1, right, of today's video. right at the very beginning when I did it, we had that. So now we can index that on the first minute of the video, we have a quick, and we can even kind of say how long it took. Maybe it was like 30 seconds, like one minute. Right? It was a fast little training on meeting minute setup, like how to set up meeting notes. So then anybody, we could just tell, here's the link, and then we can actually link this, right? So that if you have a question about how to set up meeting notes, boom, it's linked right there, right? And so the idea is to make it more asynchronous, right? So that's part of this. So this started at, let's see. So it says now we're at minute 10. So if I say that start time was 1:20, so it's exactly 2:10 America's time. Was the time we started the live video.
You cannot share your screen?
Oh, well, that's why we got the live, one of the reasons we got the live video started, but let's try again. For whatever reason, it doesn't work. I'll just see if, I'll try one more time, but no, it's just not working. So basically, this is how, this is what we have here. If you go to the top here, oh, and there's actually a third recording that we can do. So typically, there would be 3 simultaneous recordings that I personally, actually 2 recordings that I personally do. So the other one is the live. Service is provided in high definition. We do the conference call line as well. So I'm just going to set that up real quick.
Access code accepted. You are the only participant. To start conference recording, press 1. To return to the recording has started.
Cool. So now we have the conference call recording, and we have the live YouTube session recording, and then we also have this live Google Hangout link. So our Google Hangout link is basically the WCTC/global calls, and you go there. The first link right now is the link to the regular Google Hangout, which is always exactly the same link, and this is our main Google Hangout link. The live Google Hangout link, this is a different link every single meeting that we do the live feed, and that Hangout will have my like it's actually broadcasting my screen. So you can technically switch from this.
The first
Hangout.
one is the one we are right now.
Yeah, right now we're in our main Hangout, right? So, and I guess this isn't technically the recording. This is you could say join. So if you're gonna join, you have
recording, right?
Our main Hangout, right? And then we have our live Hangout. And there's also the conference call. Right? So this is just trying to organize it a little bit better, So we already have the link for that, but this is how you join the call. And then this is how we're recording the call. And there's also the what's called the FCC, the free conference call audio. And that's the audio conference call. And so you can actually join this via audio conference call simultaneously if someone wanted to. Cool. So does that make sense, Nelly? That there's 2 ways to see my screen. One is to get on this Hangout instead of this one, because for whatever reason this one's not allowing me to share my screen. Or you can go directly to the YouTube live feed of my screen video. Like those are the 2 options to see my screen right now. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So you just have to figure out which one of those works for you, and then we're good to go. Cool. So this was sort of some of the recording. So recording setup. That was a minute.
YouTube. So YouTube, and then I go.
If you open the YouTube one, you'll see Jay's screen on a delay of like 3 seconds. I was just checking. The first one is not working. The live Hangout.
You can't get in the live Hangouts?
No, I'm on the live Hangout, but I was just checking the link. The first one says error. Yeah.
Interesting.
But the recording one, the YouTube is working.
Let me go check.
I just checked the 2 links over there.
I
Yeah.
should be able to, let me see, links, what's this? Your YouTube page, video embed. Huh. That is
Okay, I have, but
It's
I don't know
possible
where
they
is the
changed
link.
it.
Give me just 1 second.
Oh yeah,
Is
it
that
should
I
work.
just don't know what the link is.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time here. Maybe I just pasted it wrong. Where are we? Here we go. So let me try removing this and doing the new link. All right, does that work now for the live hangout link?
Let me check. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me check. Yes. It's working.
It's working. And can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. It's what's odd is that I don't actually see you guys in the hangout. It is a viewer, but it doesn't actually have you as an individual. Odd. Okay.
I see it, and I am in the hangout.
But you're in both hangouts.
Yep. No, I'm just in one.
Oh, so you're not in the hangout. You're seeing the YouTube live feed.
Yes.
So Jorge, did the live hangout link work?
No, it's not working. I tried to open it and it says forbidden.
That's weird because it definitely works for me.
Probably it's because I'm already on a hangout. I don't know. It could be. To check it, I have to leave this hangout and try it. Let me just check.
Yeah, that's fine. No, nothing?
Nope, didn't work.
So weird that it works for me and doesn't work for you guys. But anyways, as long as you guys can see my screen, even though it's on a delay.
I'm going to create a link for today because we don't have it in Andromida Super Double Team Doc. So I'm going to create one, okay?
Yes.
No, we have it. Let me send it to you.
Well, no, we have today's notes,
No,
but we need to link them to the Andromida.
Yes,
Super Team.
yes, but we don't have it linked into that Andromida Super Double Team Doc.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to link it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Cool. Ashwam. All right, so now I'm going to spend a little time. So we did the recording setup. I spent a little bit of time on, basically our agenda creation, right? And then we note the time. This is at 18 minutes in. Minute 18. Cool. So for agenda creation, so this is the next part that's right under here. And sometimes we skip this, like when we're just a buddy team, for example, today we're just like buddy team Jay, Nelly, and Jorge, and we could actually note that down here. So we'd start at the top, be, buddy team Jay, Jorge, Nelly, and we can actually
Okay,
make this
I already linked it. So it's in the Andromeda Super Double Team Doc.
Nice.
The notes for today, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I can see it. Yeah.
So the other thing when we're doing notes, we can make these headings. If we're doing the notes perfectly, we do the headings. So this would be indexing video, right? Video indexing. So these headings, what happens is that, for the notes, instead of having, if you have, 5 pages of notes, you can just easily link to everything with a little table of contents, and it automatically does it for you. And sometimes we put that at the top. Okay, so going back into the agenda here, The easiest way to get an agenda is really just to use a previous agenda. So that's typically where you would start. So if I opened up this link, which is not letting me click on it. So I need to add some topics and priorities here. So there's 3 parts of the agenda: the setup, the topics and priorities, right, and the wrap up. So topics would be like for meetings, priorities would be like, you know, work that needs to get done. So Jay's priorities, I have to deal with my you know, documents and computer going slow. Geez, too many documents that I need to open and deal with. Optimizing. All right, let's see if I can open it now. So super team doc. No.
I can recommend you a program so it will be working faster as a matter of fact.
I'm on a Mac, just so you know. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the other thing is I need to do the email for the Greenstone payment, and this is for EXA, which is our client. All right, so, all right. I don't know why this link is not working. It's very strange. Maybe I can copy and paste it. It seems to be working, so I can put it in here. All right, that worked. Okay, so if I open up, oh wait, this is the same meeting notes here. So that's why it didn't work. So for some reason, we seem to have linked the meeting notes to itself. So this obviously is not the right thing. So, and let's not worry about this, just to keep it simple. Let's just stick to the Andromida super team doc. So the way you would link the docs is you just, you know, go to the team doc for our Andromeda super team. Copy the link at the top. And go to our meeting notes and then get right here and paste. All right, so now this should work. There it goes, now it's working. Okay. So then I can pull up the notes, and here's our buddy team for today. Right? And remember, buddy teams only have 3 or more people. So it would either be a double team or a buddy team. So this one would actually be a double team meeting. And you know, we can start to think about these. Oops, no A, just in. All right, so I'm gonna use this double team meeting here as a good example of an agenda. But there it is. So we have this agenda set up. So these are all the things that you would consider for setup. Here's a bunch of topics that we have from previous meeting, and like our wrap up is good too. So we don't obviously want to deal with all of this, but you just copy the agenda from a previous meeting is always the best way to do an agenda really fast. So then I'll just paste that there.
Okay.
And the agenda always consists of 3 parts. There's the setup, the topics, and then the wrap up, right? And the reason why we do this is because otherwise you just forget, man. I can't remember all this stuff for every single meeting. Are you kidding me? So, you know, for now, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this because it's just a lot to deal with, you know, but we do want to consider that. And typically what your agenda would also go into your team doc as well, just so you can keep track of all of the priorities and agendas and everything. So this would go in here like overall next steps and plans, right? These are all the things that we want to be tracking and making sure that we're dealing with. So, so let's see. So we did the recording, right? So this is done. The facilitation. So I'm going to help facilitating. I think I'm also doing notes. I don't know if anyone else wants to help with notes. And then the timekeeper. So we forgot to get a timekeeper. If anyone wants to help with timekeeping.
Right, when you refer to timekeeping, it's like the whole session or specific parts of the session or specific parts of the agenda.
Yeah, so that's part of what we want to be doing is thinking about roles and responsibilities. So roles and responsibilities. Yeah, so and just so we can keep tracking this, so the agenda creation started at 18 and lasted about 5 minutes. And we did a few other things in between there. So roles and responsibilities, so this would be for time tracker. You're going to be doing about 5 minutes. And this is something that we could even have a link here. So meeting roles and responsibility. Actually, should I ask? So one thing is to generally, so for every topic that we do, we generally have 5 minutes per topic, right? So if there's no specified amount of minutes for any particular topic, then you just do 5 minutes, right? So that means like at the beginning, like of the topic that we started, if we get longer than 5 minutes, you just do a check-in on it, right? Additionally, we have the wrap-up section, which is basically to, help the group stop topics and priorities and go to wrap up. Okay, and that's usually a specific time. And then the third is basically to help with the video indexing. So you're tracking the time or when certain trainings and activities are happening in the video, in the feed, in the video or audio, so that we can index them and link them later. Right, so those are the 3 primary roles of the timekeeper. That make sense?
Yep. But okay, but I got like a clock over here, like a free stopwatch. So would you tell us when to stop? Because I can take control of time, but you asked me, like, for example, okay, we need to start with the time. I'm sorry, with the topic check-in. So I'll start like taking notes on time, like 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes in the wrap section, and that will be it. Because for example, yesterday I was just taking track of the whole session, just in case.
Well, yesterday we didn't really do much with the timekeeping, so today we'll just keep practicing, okay? So we'll have Jorge help with the timekeeping, right? I'm gonna help do some of the notes and everything, and then we just do our best, right? So for example, right now we are going through the setup of the agenda, and we're doing this section, the facilitation. So this is the meeting roles, right? Or meeting positions, right? And this is a section, so we wouldn't want to spend more than 5 minutes on this. And sometimes you even do this before the meeting at all, right? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the particular section that we're in. So then the next section is check-in. So you want to get the check-ins all done in 5 minutes, right? So let's say you had 5 people, that'd be 1 minute per person, right? So this is done though. We did it for us already, okay? And so I think we're good on this, done here. Are there any other questions on the meeting roles, the timekeeper, anything like that?
Not so far for me.
Cool. And so I think that this right here, we want to make a doc and a link for meeting roles and responsibilities, and then we'll start laying out what the roles and responsibilities are during meetings and sessions. I think it's actually better to have the session roles because it's both meetings and sessions. Okay, so if anyone wants to make that doc and we can start indexing the meeting roles and responsibilities, that will be good. All right. So,
Sure.
The next one is check-ins. We get that. Review previous meetings. I think that we can skip this for now because maybe we could even make that a topic for today. So review previous meetings, specifically the priority next steps / priorities, right? Yeah. Cool. And then this is this is the important part here. How long do we have, right? So Jay,
right.
Let me check my calendar real quick, just so I can keep this in context. I was considering going to Oakland today, but I don't know if Vienna can meet up in Oakland.
Why not?
Oh, they're just busy. I don't know. We might just check in via phone. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty open. There's these other meetings. I don't need to attend those. So Jay is open. Jay is. Anna's not here. Isaac's not here. So we have Jorge and Nelly. So this in this part here, it's how long do we have for the meeting, right? So this is a time question. I'm open. I have no stop time I need to stop by. So the question is, when would you need to leave so that we can, you know, keep everything in context for our time? How long do you guys have?
I got 2 hours today. I got till 4 p.m. Like.
So that would be 1 hour and 20 minutes left.
Yes.
Okay.
1 hour, 20 minutes.
Until 4 p.m. American time. And Nelly? Is Nelly here?
Nelly.
I think we lost Nelly. Let me just Skype her.
Sorry. I don't know what it was in minute. I think I have the whole afternoon.
Okay, cool. So Nelly is open as well?
Yeah.
Cool. So what we're looking at most likely is that, you know, we would do a session with Jorge. Isaac might jump in at some point, and then me and Nelly can continue, maybe take a little break and then continue afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So here with the linking here, we want to try to copy this, and then you would go into this link here, and then you should be able to link it. Come on.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, perfect. And then we would open this up. Meeting roles and responsibilities. You actually don't need the date because it's an index, right? So it's going to be for all time. And what we would do is you just want to copy and paste those the one role that we currently made for the timekeeper.
Yep.
And in the future we'll go over the other meeting roles like the facilitation, the note taker, and we'll have all that there. But it's good to have it as a reference, right? So yeah. So one thing to consider here as we evolve is that, like, you know, right now we don't need to worry about it, but if Isaac jumps in, we would add Isaac the time that he got involved in everything for value tracking. And hopefully that's something we can go through. So internal meeting value tracking. So this will be very helpful for us. All right, desired outcomes. Okay, so I think we're good on this. Oh, the last thing here is the wrap up. So now that we know that we need to leave by 4 o'clock with Jorge, we would want to wrap up with at least 15 minutes. I would actually say, let's just say a full 20 minutes. So that means that we have exactly 1 hour to do everything that we're going to do. And then we start wrapping up at 3:40 p.m. American time. Does that make sense, Jorge?
Absolutely.
So
I will check. I will just place an alarm here. So
yeah. So literally, like, put an alarm for 3:40 American time, and then it'll just remind us all, hey, it's time to start wrapping up whatever we were doing. You could even do 3:35, right? So maybe it's like 3:35 p.m. American time is the warning. You know, we have 5 minutes left to wrap up before we need to start wrapping up, because then we can wrap up that particular section, and then we can go and actually stop by 3:40. Does that make sense? So I would say the alarm should go off at 3:35.
Sure.
Nice. All right, cool. Sweet. So so next is the desired outcomes. So desired outcomes is very different than your agenda. Your agenda just lists all the things that you want to do, right, during the meeting. Right, and we can delete this stuff here. This is the first one I made. The topics and then add priorities. All right. Desired outcomes is the idea of what you want to get out of the meeting, regardless of the agenda, right? So the question here for desired outcomes would be, an example would be, you know, to get a better understanding of setting up professional and organized meetings and work sessions that are recorded, clear, and no, that's I already used that word. Clear and interactive. Very important to be interactive. So that's an example of, like, you know, the setup of the meeting, and that we're going through this training on, you know, meeting setup is that's the desired outcome. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. So we already completed. This is pretty much done. Right. We're going through that now. The next question would be, what else do we want to do for this meeting? I have some work that I need to do. Like, I really need to deal with some of these priorities. Like, so that's something that I don't know if it's possible. We'll try it. You know, so, like, you know, one desired outcome I have is, like, complete. Actually, let's just not do that. Let's get complicated. I can do that afterwards. What else would we want to accomplish? Do you guys have any recommendations or?
No, I believe that after we set the priorities for today, so we can start working on them like beforehand. So we will actually finish them, even if it's before time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So maybe it's like to understand our priorities and goals for the EXA work, right?
Yes.
So that's a good outcome. I think we also want to complete today's tasks for the work tracking, the EXA work tracking, right? So that's a good one as well.
I think we have to send them messages to remind them to fill their work tracking for EXA.
Yeah, so we'll go over that. Yeah, so EXA work tracking for today. So we'll see where that is in email. So today is Tuesday, so I think it would be emails.
Yes.
Review. This means.
Maybe you can show me how to send them the emails, because I'm going to be. Oh no, the ones in charge of that. It's going to be you and Isaac, right?
No, it's you and Jorge.
Okay, great.
We'll go over it. So again, part of the agenda planning, the desired outcomes is you know, right now we're just deciding what we want to get out of the meeting, the topics, and so we want to try to stay focused on that and not jump into all the details of the actual items, so that we can stay organized, right? So
okay.
So we'll take care of that. We'll get through every single little detail. We don't need to rush it. So anything else that we want to try to accomplish in today's meeting?
Nope.
No. All right.
No, I think that was what I would like to achieve. Yeah.
Great to get a better understanding of our internal value tracking for meetings and the Andromida. So that's a lot already, right? You can see how, you know, when you have a desired outcome, it like clarifies that it's going to take time to accomplish these things, right? So we're going to go ahead and head this, so that it's part of our stuff, and then we want to make sure this is in the agenda. So there's other priorities. So we go to our topics here. So we want to do the work tracking for today for EXA. We want to have better, so EXA role work delegation and roles and responsibilities. And then we want to do maybe some value tracking. So this would be internal value tracking for FP9 network. I think this is good.
All right.
Yeah. So we have
the goal. So we'll start with the value tracking right now, because it's one of the priorities.
I think actually we want to start with EXA, because that's our client, that's what we're getting paid for, and then and we already have.
Yeah.
And we could break it up. We could do like that, you know, if we wanted to. Right? That sound good?
Okay.
Do like this?
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, part of me feels like you guys are more interested in just getting to work, you know, and like this would be more of the, well, it's all kind of the same thing. Anyways, we'll figure it out. So this one, I would say we need 10 minutes on this, right? And then this one, 15 minutes, and then this one probably about 15 minutes. So half an hour, that's 40 minutes. So that gives us a little extra, yeah, a little extra time. And then this is reviewing previous meeting minutes and all the other priority steps. So this is like review everything else that we need to do and make a plan for our next meeting, right? So this can be planning for our next meeting. So once you get organized, and this is the best part about getting organized, is that once you get organized, you're actually not organizing for now, you're organizing for the next 5 meetings in a row, right? The next 5 sessions. So it actually is a lot more helpful than just for right now. We're thinking way further up.
So our topics and priorities will be almost the same for every week, because we need to add those which are not being held right now.
It's not that they're the same every day and every week. It's that we make the whole list of all the priorities we're going to go through, and then we just get through the ones we can get through that particular day. So then the next day we'll get to the next ones. We'll have like a order of the topics. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like making a plan. Okay, cool. So now we're ready to jump into our first topic. And again, usually when we do the desired outcomes, this is a topic review is the last component here. So we just did that. We did that. Desired outcomes is done, so we're making progress. And then this is something that we would usually have agreement on. Like you usually have agreement on the actual priorities. And it sounds like there's no objections here, so we're good to move forward. So we're going to jump into eggs that we're tracking. I'm going to make another section here in the notes. And, you know, for this one, we just go to our Andromida team here. Under Systems and Processes doc, I'll just copy and paste this into our notes here. And we could just go to Tuesday. So we'd open this up. We would scroll down to Tuesday. Oh, and by the way, let's remember for the tracking time, this is part of the roles. Oh, the roles and responsibilities for the meeting, we need to add for indexing, right? So we needed to add this role right here. So we just copy and paste it from the meeting notes, right, to the meeting roles and responsibilities, and then it's in there forever, right? We have it indexed. That makes sense?
Okay.
So
All right.
then I can go ahead and close that.
Do we have to add that also into the Andromeda? Yeah.
You can, but really it's an agenda thing. So the meeting roles and responsibilities are actually indexed directly to the setup agenda right here.
Okay. Okay, better. Okay. Yes.
If you put this into a new day, it would already be in there. You're ready. If anyone has a questions on what's the timekeeper role, and it's like click on this button right here. Done. You got it.
Okay, better. Yeah.
Cool. So anyways, getting back to our EXA core team contribution tracking system, we want to log that in the time index, right? So we just look at the video time here for the feed, and it says we are at minute 43. So on minute 43, right, we can link this. This is minute 43 of our index. And then you just want to track, and that's your role, Jorge, okay?
So I'll be checking every minute for what is the, it says work tracking for today. Minute 43, okay.
Yeah.
So I should be checking on the Google webpage, because right now I don't know where's the time that we're supposed to be taking.
Sorry, say that last part. I missed that last part.
You said that it's on minute 43, correct?
Yes.
But I don't know what time. So we started at 10 past 2.
I know, but the all that matters. We started 10 past 2, but all that matters for the indexing is the start of the actual YouTube video itself. Because when we make the link to the YouTube video, you can link based on the minute of the YouTube video. So all we need to know is that this starts in minute, 44 or 45 or whatever, and then we'll be able to directly link that so that someone wants questions on how to do the EXA work tracking, that we have that linked and ready to go. Does that make sense?
Yep. Okay.
Cool. And then the other thing
yep,
that I'll note here is that we did this general meeting setup for like the first 40 minutes of the video. right? And so if people have questions on general meeting setup, including the meeting notes, the recordings, the agenda creation, et cetera, that's all basically, we did that the first 40 minutes, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that this is now indexed as well. Okay, so does that make sense, Jorge?
Yeah, it makes sense. As long as I know where is that I have to be checking the time.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
right here. They have the streaming video start time. So we're basically in minute 45 of the streaming video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then the other thing you can always do is that we also noted here that the start time was at 2:10 America's time, so you can always, evolve it from there and just add to whatever time we're currently in. So, video indexing is another thing that we talked about. So this is also at what, minute 42, something like that. So we talked about it a couple times. So this is another thing, video, and it's other times that we talk about a certain topic multiple times. So there could be multiple minutes that we do. We want to try to have how long it was. So maybe this is like 2 to 3 minutes. Right, this was 40 minutes. Right, this is 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So it's good to know how long we did each one so that you have a general idea of that. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, so now we're going into the exit stuff. So this is minute 46 now. So change that to 46. And we are ready to go. So, so now I'm clicking into this other document. And then we would go to Tuesday. So every Tuesday, it says that this would be Nelly and Jorge. So there's two things that we're doing. One is that we're looking to see the results of the form. Who hasn't filled it out yet. And then this would be updating the who hasn't filled it out. I think it's the log, so it'd be updating the log. So number 2 is update the work tracking, the weekly work tracking form, weekly work tracking ledger. It's actually a ledger, and then also the deliverables list. And then 3 is to send personal emails to people who haven't filled it out. Okay? And you guys can do all 3 of these things. And it's just their name at ecsa.io. And we will double check to make sure we have all of those names correct and make sure all their emails are correct. So this also relates a little bit about, for at least today, we're actually going to want to update the contact list. So we'll note that down here. Should update the contact list. And we're also going to need to link. Need to link to the contact list. All right, and this is the public contact list for exit. All right. Does that make sense as far as what we're doing for today?
Yep, sure.
Cool. And this is, you guys can do Tuesday all without me and Isaac. So you guys aren't on the exit Slack. You don't need to be. Me and Isaac can deal with all of that. Oh, whoops. Minute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
You don't need to track the minute on that particular item. We're just in this whole exit work tracking for today. Yeah. Sweet. Right. So this is a weekly. So do you guys want me to go in a little bit more detail as far as like what we need to be doing here and just kind of go over it again? Or do you guys feel like you already know how to do it?
Actually, you can explain that. Give us like a quick example, so and we can go forward with it.
Yeah, let's just do a little quick review of what we learned yesterday, so that and just kind of do another little training. Okay. So this is why we like to review things, double, triple, quadruple check as many times as it takes. We want to make sure it's done right. So right here are all the links. So we'll just put them in. So look at the results of the form. So this is has 2 links. One is the actual spreadsheet from the results of the weekly tracking. So you look at that spreadsheet of the results, and then you would input those results into this one right here, the weekly tracking manual form. So let's look at the manual form first. Everything in green means it's done. Yay, woohoo. So on Friday, we send out the automatic bot announcement to everybody. All of these people, half of everyone, they all did the tracking automatically. Done, right?
Okay.
And then these people didn't. They didn't do the tracking. So we then on Monday, None of these are applicable. They already sent it out. We sent personalized Slack messages to each of these people, right? So the question is, and we know from yesterday, these 4 people filled it out immediately, and these people were not sure. So this is where we need to check. So this either needs to be a yes or a no in this column, right? And then here we need to send the email. So did we send the email? And this would either be a yes or a yellow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When is NA?
NA means not applicable.
Right, but when is not applicable for them?
Either because they did yes. So once they're yes, it's just done. It's all done.
Okay.
Yeah, the green. It is yes. So once you're yes, it's not applicable until the next week. So the next column here is going to be, and let's go ahead and, yeah, this is fine. So the next column is going to be also Tuesday, April 20. Actually, it might be Tuesday, Wednesday. So this is also Monday/Tuesday. April 24, 25, 25. Wednesday, 25, 26. So this is from the email, question mark, right? And so for all these people, it's not applicable. And so this is just the whole section that we're focusing on right now, are these people here. Okay? And I did hear from Alvin. He's like, I'm going to do it on Wednesday, but we don't care if someone tells us they're going to do it. All we care about is that they did it. That make sense? Okay, so let's pull up the next one. So the next is the actual spreadsheet of the results itself. And we see here that the last person who did it was Zachary on the 24th, right? And let's check one more time just to make sure. Yeah, so nobody else did it, right? So what would happen is we go back here. This would all be no. There's no one else who did this. So all this would be no in red. And then we need to send an email to each one of these people. That makes sense? And we don't just have to do the email. I mean, you know, I would almost say that it could be like, did we send the email ... plus plus plus? It's like, what else do we want to do besides send them an email? Like, we could think of other options as long as it's on their public contact list. This is basically their public communications. Okay. And so let's link so obviously this is all no, so someone should do that all no and make it red. You guys know how to do that, right? To make this all no and make it red. And I'm going to pull up the contact list. So if I go to EXA, you guys have any questions so far on this, or?
Well, actually, I'm checking because since the feeding for the YouTube is delayed, I'm checking it and trying to follow up the documents that you're opening.
Okay, and just so you know, Jorge, Nelly was able to get directly into the Hangout. She's directly in the Hangout here, see?
Yes.
Yay! So I'm not sure why you weren't able to do it, but then you would get the direct feed in real time.
Okay.
Yeah. Without the delay. So I'm adding here to this is the contact list. So for Thursdays, you also need to update the week text, send personal emails. So this is where the contact list comes in. So for the updating the weekly tracking ledger of deliverables, right? Is in the living list is this one, so you have the deliverables. Weekly tracking manual log, and then you have weekly tracking ledger. So if we pull up the ledger, Karina, Anna, Vienna, Jorge, Alpen, right? So, and then we compare that to here, it's the same people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. So that we can't do anything to the weekly tracking ledger, and we can't really do anything for the deliverables either. It's just all the same. Does that make sense? So it's really just so they just need to go right to the emails to send the emails out. And let's take a look at the contact list. The public contact list for exit is here.
Okay.
And you can see here that some people have put their personal Gmail account. Some people, they just have their exit email. Some people have phone numbers. Some people have Twitters or even
Skype.
Skypes. So as long as it's a public contact point, we can use it. But if it's private for at least this Tuesday, we wouldn't do it. And if you look at our system, the next step is on Wednesdays. We personally call and try to leave voice messages with each individual, and this would be the private contacts, right? And so only me and Isaac would do that for now, but that could change who's involved with that. But basically, for Tuesdays, we just send at least an email, right? If you want to do more than an email, you can, but it's totally not necessary. Whereas on Wednesdays, we go, Wednesdays and Thursdays, we go to a little more trouble and actually really try to follow up.
So it's going to be just, sorry, this is a lot of information. It's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday for the emails, right?
Wednesday and Thursdays.
No, the emails is Tuesdays, today.
Tuesdays. Okay, emails Tuesday. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why we're going over it now, is because this is what we're doing right now for today.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So the first step here is so there's nothing we can do with the tracking ledger because we don't have any new information to add. But this we can. This is all needs to be no, and this needs to all be yes. We sent out the emails.
Okay.
Okay, and then if we look at the so let's just go start with Karina. So we have Karina, right? So somebody needs to write in no, Karina did not fill out the form, right? And then let's send her an email. So if we go here to Karina, we have karina@exa.io. And so then you just send her an email. You would say, hi, I work with Jay. We're reminding people to fill out the form. And you need the link to the form as well. So we have the link to the form. Link to form. And this is what's called a template email. So we're going to want to create a template email that you guys can use. And so we can go over that together as well. But the email is really simple, right? So let's think about the link to the form real quick. So I believe that is at the top here. No, at the bottom. No. All right, I'll have to pull that up real quick. So I'm gonna go get the link to the form. But you guys can start working on the template email, and we can do that together as well. So.
Okay.
All right. So. Well, basically, the template email is like, hey, work with Jay and the FCON Community Network, and we're doing the weekly value tracking, and you haven't filled out the form yet. Please take a few minutes to fill out, or 1 minute to fill out the form, so that we can check you off our list, and then that's it. That's all it needs to be said. And if we just keep doing this every week, eventually the goal is that everybody just automatically does it every Friday from the bot announcement because they just know it, And then all we're doing is just checking to make sure someone just didn't accidentally forget or is busy or whatever. So hopefully in the future it'll get easier and easier and easier because more and more people will actually fill it out. But as we add more and more new people, like every new person might not understand, so we need to follow up with them and make sure that they do it properly. Okay. So now we need, so let's go to HR personnel, or I could go into value tracking. Probably makes more sense. So simple reporting form. So we want simple tracking form. So let's try value tracking. And this is for EXA. Link to fill out the form. And just make sure it's the right form. Simple tracking form to get people paid. Excellent. And then put that over here. Form. So what are you guys working on?
I'm checking the minute for where you say the template. Saving the minute.
Well, the template is just like we're just creating it ourselves. Are you working on it right now?
Okay, let's work in a template. Give me just 1 second.
Where should I write? Do you want me to write in the meeting minutes or directly on the doc? I guess we'll do it in the meeting minutes. Okay. So I'm here in the note here, and this would be the template email. I mean, really simple, and you guys can change it around as needed. You know, so it's like here, question mark. I work with Jay in the FQN community network, and we are are helping with the weekly value tracking to get people paid. Please fill out the simple contribution tracking form at this link. If you have any questions,
That should be sent from which mail, Jay?
Ours.
You're gonna send it from the the
Americas.
The Americas email account. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, the Gmail. It really doesn't matter what email, as long as it's an email that we're going to check later in case they potentially respond. That's all that matters. So, yeah.
Is it? I think that Jorge doesn't have the Americas email. Let me give it to him, okay?
Yeah, let's get Jorge. You mentioned from last week. We have this new Americas account that we do all of our stuff on. So this is another thing we can.
Let me give it to you, Jorge. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So America's Community Network at gmail.com is the account that, and anyone, we can have multiple people logging on it at the same time. And it's used for making documents. So for example, with this document, one of the things that we want to go through, and this is also part of.
We can do the template in the email, and then just have it already there. Let me do it right now, actually. Okay.
Okay. Let
me do the template right now in the email. Give me just 1 second. I will do it. Gmail.
So while you're doing that, I just really quickly want to show you guys how to do how to change the ownership of a document. So for example, here, if we share this with America's Community Network at Gmail. Oops, America's Community Network at Gmail. And then we click on Advanced. What we're going to see here is that you, Jorge, are the owner of this document. See? Do you see that, Jorge?
I'm trying to check because my computer. Okay, yeah, got it.
So it's really easy to change that, but we want to try to keep the owner, in the FQN Community Network so it's accessible. So let's take, this one for example. If I go here and I say Advanced, right? We have the Community Americas Network is the owner here, right? So if you were going to change it, you would just click on the edit button of another person, and you'd be able to change the owner.
Yeah.
See if I can find one where I'm the owner. Let's see. Oh no, you're the owner of this one too. Oh no, that's the same doc.
Let me see if I remember how to do a template. I do remember. Settings. There you go.
Okay, so here's I'll do an example here. So let's say this one, currently the owner is me, and I want to change it to economic spaces at gmail.com. Okay, so then I just add them here, and I click here, and I say is the owner, and I say save changes, transfer, done. So now economic spaces is the owner. See? So all you'd have to do for this document for our notes is you just go to the share button, you click on advanced. See, right now you're the owner. You would go to America's network, and then instead of just saying these three, you would have the additional one, make owner, and then it'd be done.
Oh,
yeah, and then you transfer ownership so that you don't have to ever worry about you having that document. That will always have it accessible.
okay. I'll do that with today's document.
Yes, with today's document, exactly. And then in the future, the goal is just to log on as the America's community network account, right? So then you don't have to worry about it. Automatically is created and owned as the shared account.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So and see, like, so now the streaming, it just says 1 hour ago. It doesn't actually have the minutes, so we have to start tracking the minutes better. So it's 2:10. So it's actually 1 hour 5 minutes. So this is 1 hour and 5 minutes. All right, so let's go through the rest of the public contact list. So the next person will be Anna. Anna at exit.io is good. The next person is Vienna. Vienna exit.io. We also have a phone number. Then one after that is George. George, I'm not sure about. So let me go ahead and send a quick text to Tede and ask him about that.
Okay, I just transferred the ownership.
Nice, good work. Excellent.
And I'll do the same with the meetings, roles, and responsibilities.
Okay, now I got it's work tracking, right? Work tracking. Work tracking, okay. Okay, now it's there. Now, if you go, can you hear me?
Yep.
If you go to the email, if you go to the email and then compose, and then to can responses, you will get that can response already with the link. Okay.
I guess I'm not understanding what you're saying. What?
Do you want me to share my screen?
Sure.
Okay. Going to be very simple. Give me just 1 second. Give me just 1 second. Okay. So where is screen share? Oh, here. Okay. So Jorge, this is how we are going to do it. Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's can you see it? Because I cannot see it.
I can see
So,
you.
okay. So you will go.
Infinite screen.
So you will go to the email. Okay.
Yes.
Then you will go to compose. Then you will go to this part that is options. You will go to can responses, and you will put work tracking, and you will get that.
Oh, nice. That's really cool.
Okay,
Up into it. Yeah.
and then you just have to add the recipients, and that's it.
Cool. So I would just say that I would update it to say reminder for work tracking, right? Just add reminder in there. But yeah, other than that, it's perfect.
Oh, okay. I will put it like reminder. Okay.
Yeah. So the subject.
So I will stop sharing right now.
Reminder for work tracking, or it could be even
I
reminder
don't
for
want.
weekly work tracking.
I don't want. I want. Okay. I'm not sharing anymore, right? Okay.
Yeah, that was perfect.
One more time is go
Okay.
compose and then more options.
More options, and then can responses, and then work tracking. So, Jay, do you want me to put it work tracking, right?
Just reminder, weekly work tracking or whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh no, I cannot change it. Well, I can change it. Give me just 1 second. I can do a new one.
Yeah. It's not a big deal though for at least today. So, but
Yeah, it's better to have it like really good.
yeah, I want it to be clear for sure.
Yeah, really clear.
Yeah. So those emails you want to send out, it's basically we have Karina exit.io, Anna exit.io, Vienna exit.io, George. I'm not sure, but I would just try George at exit.io, Jorge, the same thing, Jorge at exit.io, and Alpin at exit.io. I would just do them all as the normal one and just give it a try. And you could even send it to all of them simultaneously, right? I mean, you don't need to do each email separately. So it could actually just, one of you could just do the emails, Because I think you can send at least up to 5 people at once, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have the list. Yeah.
And in some ways, it's actually better to send it to all of them at the same time because then they all know that they're accountable to each other to get it done, right?
Okay. Now it's we have one can response now, and it's word tracking reminder. Okay.
Cool. So yeah. So just go ahead and send that email. I would just go ahead and send it to all of them and just use the public contact list. But you don't even need the public contact list because it's literally just their name at ecsa.io, right? So Karina, Ana, Vienna, Jorge, George, and Alpin. And so we would go ahead and just send that out, and then you can just update this, and this would all be no, 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 no here, and this would all be yes, 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 yes here that you sent out the email. So are you guys good on that? I'm gonna work on this.
Jorge, are you gonna do that?
Sending the mails.
Yeah.
Oh.
Try to do with the can response, okay?
There's two tasks here, so let me note down on our notes. This is the wrong thing here. Okay, here we go. All right, so tasks. So the two tasks are one to update the log, right, of who responded. So this is no, didn't respond, and yes, we sent email. So that needs to be updated, then to send the emails. Send the emails. So both these tasks need to be done. You can split them up between the two of you, but you do need to do those tasks. Complete them every Tuesday. And I'm going to work on this email while you guys are doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, sweetie. How are you doing?
Jorge, to whom you send a message?
On Gmail, and I don't have that option for canned response. I don't know why. Do I need to? Yeah, I'm just checking here and I don't see it.
Well, Nelly, you could send the emails, then Jorge could do the updating on the spreadsheet.
Okay, I will do that. Sure.
Yeah, but I don't understand why I don't see it, because we're supposed to have the same privileges for the account.
You could try to do the screen share again. I've never done that before, so I don't know much about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I've done it, but when I'm the owner of the account, but I don't know what I can see. I only have like 5 options on the options tab on the compose menu, and they should be 6. Check. I don't see it here. Labs. Labs.
So I'm looking for the emails.
Again, it's just the public contact list, but it's each individual person's name at ecsa.io, so it's pretty simple. So I would just do all of their first names and then just add ecsa.io, and then you're good to go.
Yes, but I'm looking still the list. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. No way. Where is this one? No, it's not this one. Oh, public contact list. Here it is. Okay, got it. Okay, so now we have Korean. Okay. Korean. There. Korean.
pero si algo le dieron a ella, iban a salir con la camioneta que traían los pescados de las llaves, la camioneta, traían el control. Bien medidito, bien estudiado ya todo.
Corinne, Anna. Anna, where are you?
Porque sabían que tenía. Porque digo, aquí le entra nivel.
Dear Anna.
Más variados son los perritos.
Okay.
Yeah. And I could not find the canned answer. I don't know why.
Don't worry, I'm already sending the emails.
Okay, but
Don't worry.
okay, we need
Give
to-
you the spreadsheet, and I'm already sending the emails.
Yeah, Jorge, you could do the updating on the spreadsheet and go over to
So
get
try updating the spreadsheet.
the weekly tracking checkoff, or
this is the log. So the first one would be the log is all that really needs updating at the time.
the weekly tracking manual log.
Yeah, it's the checkoffs. This is the tracking log.
Oh, the one with the colors.
Yeah, the one with the colors, exactly.
Okay.
So here, this would just be no in red, and this would be yes as soon as Nelly sends, it confirms that she sent those emails.
Yeah, she sent in 6 emails to Corinne, Anna, Vienna, George, Jorge, and Alpin. So all of them should be on yes, correct?
Yes.
So I'm in Vienna. I just need to send them to George, Jorge, and Alpen.
Yeah, you can send all of it all at once. Just put all their emails into a single email.
Okay.
In fact, I think that's actually better because then it holds them all accountable to each other, so they all see that they're all in the same email thread.
Yeah. We don't have the email for George.
Just do George at ecsa.io, and I'm gonna confirm that with Tere. But yeah, just for now,
Okay, so George.
ecsa.io, and we'll just see if they
Okay.
get it or not.
George at exa.io.
ecsa.io, yeah.
Okay.
¿Te vienes en el camioncito? Está cómodo, ¿no? ¿Qué más? La Andromida pegaban. En la noche se va a dormir ahí en el tapete de lado mío. Y los pedos de lado.
Yeah.
So we pretty much ready to move on.
Okay, so
Jorge, this
so
would
the
all-
address for George wasn't found.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
We'll just have to follow up with that the next day.
Yeah.
So I guess with George, we could say, we could say no, we didn't send an email.
So the other ones,
Is this column or this one? Which one? Because did we send email and
This is the email column, and this is the. Oh wait, no. Did we send email? Yeah, this would be blank, and so this would be no. Yeah, you're right. Good.
okay.
But all this should be no in red as well.
okay.
Yeah, because
So
you didn't fill out the form.
we sent all the emails to everyone.
Great.
But George, correct?
Yeah, minus George because the email is not working. Apparently, we got a reply back that the address was not found.
Cool.
It's exa.io. So yeah.
That's fine. I'll just have to find out more information about that and get that email updated. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So I think we're done with this for today. This is great. So let's go
Good.
ahead. And then tomorrow we'll check to see if that helped to actually have them fill out the freaking forms. And if they still haven't filled the
Good.
forms, then me and Isaac are literally going to call each one of them individually and leave a voice message. And then basically if they
Yep.
don't fill it out after that, it's like, they don't get value for that week. We're just going to go on to the next week. Okay?
So Isaac is not coming today. I'm gonna change the meeting name because because I put in the meeting also his name.
Yep.
So today
Yeah.
with
Yeah, I put in the meeting also his name, so we have to change that.
So technically today would be Buddy, Team, Jay, Jorge, and Nelly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I have to. I put that. Oh, you already changed that. Okay. Thanks.
That would basically be for today's notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right. So we just finished this first topic, and we spent more like 20 or 30 minutes on it instead of 10, but that's okay. We'll get faster and faster and faster on it. We're still in learning phase. So, I mean, basically, we're at the time to start wrapping up and getting into next steps. So what do you guys think? So basically, what the way to think about this is that if we go into another section and we do an additional 15 minutes, it would technically imply that wrap up, instead of ending at 4 o'clock, we would end at like 4:15. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now is the time we want to decide, do we want to start wrapping up now, or do we want to go into actually extending the time of the meeting? Does that make sense?
But we can extend it because the wrap up will not take us more than 5 minutes, I guess.
Wrap up can take at least 15 minutes, and so I'm suggesting it's gonna be like 30 minutes, and then really, a lot of meetings, like if you have a 3-hour meeting, sometimes it can be an entire hour. And as you guys learn more about what wrap up consists of and how important next steps are, going over tasks, evaluating the meeting, doing the value tracking the meeting. I mean, this stuff takes time, and also follow up and checkouts, right? Checkouts itself can take 5 minutes. So it's like the wrap up is very, very important, and you don't want to rush it, because a lot of the most important things happen in the wrap up of the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is part of where a lot of meetings go wrong, is they just don't wrap up. It's like the meeting never ends. You never actually accomplish and finalize things, because you're rushing it all. 20 minutes for wrap up. That's the amount of time that we have scheduled for wrap up, which is a good amount of time, so we can take it slowly and carefully make sure we cover everything. And so our option is either now to stop talking about, postpone these other two topics, or we can extend the meeting itself beyond 4 o'clock. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's no problem.
What's no problem?
To extend it until a little bit after 4 p.m.
So it would be if we added 15 minutes, it'd be 4:15.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay, so what do you guys want to work on? Do you guys want to go into the EXA work and get more get started on the other work that needs to get done? Or do you guys want to go into the internal value tracking and talk about our own value and the equity distribution?
Well, which one is the one we're going to use the most? Because we can start with that.
I mean, we're doing both of them. We got to do both of them. So if you guys are more interested in like the tasks and the exit work, then we should just do this. And in the value tracking, okay. So one of the main tasks is past value tracking, like what we had on our list from yesterday. If I go back to our meeting from yesterday, was we would do, first we do the current value tracking, which we just did, right? And this is for the weekly, right? Weekly value tracking.
Uh-huh.
And then the next step is the past, the next step is actually value contribution valuations. I think we can kind of wait on this for a little bit longer.
Give me just 1 minute, okay, please?
Yeah, no problem. And then the other is the past value tracking. So this past value tracking is very similar in how it relates to our internal equity systems. So in that context, it's like, you know, it helps to do both, you know. So if we do our internal ones first, you can understand, it's like more training, understanding what we're doing ourselves. So then when we apply it to EXA, you kind of have a better understanding.
Okay. Where are we now? EXA core team. Okay.
Cool. So I guess I'll just decide, since let's see, what do I think? Should we do this? We should do that. I guess we'll just go into some of the exit work. So let's go into the exit work some more, and you know, we'll just see how far we can get in 15 minutes, which gives us another, like, you know, 10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
And
It's,
we'll just see what happens. Yeah.
4.
And so we also want to note the start time on this one. And the start time, just to remind us, is like once you hit the hour mark, it doesn't give you the minute. So we actually have to do that ourselves.
1:32.
1 hour and 32 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Why did I say 2 hours? So I guess that just averages it up. So 210, 3, so 110, 210. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So yeah, note that down just in the video indexing here. So I'm just, eventually you can get this all going on. So what was it again? I'm just in the video indexing right now. Hour 1, what? 32. Hello?
Yes, 1 hour 32, I'm sorry.
Cool.
Check. Where is it? It's here.
Okay, so
Shall I place it there? So
it goes under video
1
indexing.
32 minutes.
It goes under video indexing.
Yeah, I'm indexing it on the.
Directly? Okay. Yeah, and then we also
Here.
can put it under the
So it's
video indexing as well to keep it all
minute
clear.
1:32.
All right,
No.
let's see.
60.
See where we can get. So the first thing
92. Submitted 92.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to pull up is our client plan here and review some of the work that we need to do. Another thing that we need to do is, so there's the past value tracking, which is important. There's value squared process. There's also, like, we need to create a front end plan for exa of our operations. So this is like our internal backend plan. And we should have another one that's basically like this, except a little bit more professional that we can show them. All right, so current work tracking. So this is present. So past work tracking. Dealing with all these new positions. There's a whole bunch of stuff with the exa house that could be easily helped with. So, but we're not getting paid for it. Exa house, question mark. All right, so then from there, finance, budgeting, and taxes. Wow, that's a fun one. Okay, let's see if there's oh wow, anything else here? Personnel intake, legal, project management systems.
Automated systems.
So I think this is a good start. So these things right here are good. This has to do with spreadsheets for cost efficiency. All right. So I would say that we just start with the past value tracking and then get into the value squared processes. And this is going to be like an email.
Do we have something on the past value tracking?
Oh my God, there's so much, dude, so much. So I'd say the first thing that we'd want to do is for past value tracking.
Yep.
And this is exa. Is weekly, right? So there's weekly, monthly, quarterly. Actually, monthly and quarterly are kind of on the same. The same one, and then there's deliverables, which goes into value squared. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Spaces, advisors, community contributions. So yeah, so there's other considerations that we should think about in terms of past value. One thing that you missed, Jorge, is that we do have the documentation on like the end goal and the end result. So I pull up the exa value tracking. It's the current estimated tokens report. And I think this will be really helpful for you to see, because this basically is like what we're going towards and why we're doing all this value tracking. So if you see here, this kind of has like the current breakdown of all of the tokens that we're issuing. And this is the core team.
Okay.
Right? And then here is the convertible notes, and then here's the economic partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of these are investments. This is about $400,000 of investment, and then this is about $700,000 of work that has not been paid, right? Unpaid work. And then if we raise like $3 million, this is what it will look like, right? This will be the new investments, and then these would be the core team, right?
Yeah.
So one thing to recognize here is that any tokens that are coming towards us are coming out of the core team tokens. And you guys wouldn't directly get exa tokens, but you would indirectly get them through the FQN community network, and you're automatically getting FQN community network tokens, as well as we could potentially just pass through the exa tokens. But I think we want to hold the exa tokens for long-term value. We'll just see how we decide to do that, but we'll be able to make a decision on that. So one other thing that we don't want to forget, going back to the notes here, is, and this goes at the top of the list, FQN community, I would even say just Andromida team / FQN community network tracking, weekly tracking. So I really feel like we we need to be filling out that form every week and tracking our hours on a weekly basis. So I would almost actually go as far as say that, you know, going here, like let's say we go back to this form up here. Go back to the system. And we say the spreadsheet, the weekly tracking manual log, right? I would actually add in the Andromida team /FQN. Right? So in that context, we would say no, 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 no. And we actually need a process for how we track all our own hours, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we should be the first ones to be a yes, right? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah, we need to have to like start tracking our hours. But we need also to have a link for that, like we all can see like the hours so we can report them on the ledger.
Well, it's a little bit broader than that, because the idea is that we want to track and report all of our hours together as a team, just to sort of track our general hours, right? So in the context of what that would mean for ourselves is if you go to our main team doc here under Jorge, you know, here's our individual main docs, right? So your main doc here should include like the different work that you're doing, right? Your roles and responsibilities. So for example, I could copy and paste, see, where is it? Here we go, Jorge.
Yep. So I got a document with the roles and responsibilities, but it's still blank.
Yeah.
My internet wasn't working for a while. I'm so sorry.
No worries, all good. Welcome back. So
Thank you.
We would add here that you're helping out with the weekly EXA value tracking, right? Forms and spreadsheets, communications, right? So that's a role you have. So anyways, but here you have your work reporting doc. Okay, so you know this is weird. So your work reporting, the requirements is there's three parts: the date, the time, the amount of hours or what you did, and the hours, right? So for example, for today we would say you know, Tuesday, April 25th, 2017, and then under that we would say you did, what is this? Oh, okay, you would say we did the Buddy, Team, Jay, Nelly, and Jorge, and it was 2 hours or 2.5 hours, right? So this is where you would track your hours to, you know, keep track of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so let's look at and we can help you with that as well, and like go back through. And this is part of like we're starting to get into wrap up here, but like, you know, another example would be let's look at Ana Clara. Ana Clara is really good at this. So if I go to Ana Clara's work report, so she has Friday, April 21st. Okay, well she's not perfect, but she kind of hasn't been doing much the last couple days. Let's see. So you can see here, and you could say like this week she did a certain X number of hours. Okay.
All right.
So we need to be tracking all our own hours so that we're able to, you know, pay people, but also in order to like, you know, be able to get paid from EXA.
Sure. Okay. I just got it right now.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So that's part of what we need to be dealing with when we're actually dealing with EXA's processes. All right. Close this. Okay. So then the past value tracking, we can start going into that a little bit here. So I'm going to pull up value tracking. There's the past value tracking form. Oh, there's also travel. Oh my goodness, the travel is crazy. So token issuance, weekly, monthly. These are actually, let me make sure you guys are just linking the entire, this is the exit value tracking. So just like exit value tracking. This has a lot of information in it. Okay. So
It's the same one. This.
the same one.
Oh no, it's different. It's different.
So the
No, it's different. I was checking extra token distribution estimations.
yeah. So
This one's
this
different.
is the past weekly, monthly, some of the tracking that we've done, and also within the estimated token report, it has that document as well. We have the list of all the different people involved. So there's just a lot of things that we need to pull together under past value tracking. I mean, we just have the weekly, the monthly, the deliverables, the other considerations. And it also includes networks, so there's advisors. Yeah, so I would say our primary goal with past value tracking, so goals for past value tracking is 1, take inventory of all of our tracking spreadsheets, and then basically determine what is missing and what we have, and then we need to start figuring out how to fill in the gaps. Right?
Okay. Filling the gaps will be like what we need to reach our goals, right?
Well, the goal is to have a complete ledger, right? So eventually this feeds into the final goal of the master ledger, right? So the closest thing we have to the master ledger right now is this the current token report. At the very bottom, we have the current estimated tokenization, right? So you can put this into here as well. Boom. And then that would link to the spreadsheet that basically goes over, here's the past work for over the last 2 years. So this is done quarterly. These are convertible notes. Everything here needs to be double and triple checked. We need to check, did Dick really put in $40,000? Is that the correct number, right? Did Joe put 5,000? We need to double check all of these with the finances. This all needs to be double checked. All of these numbers from the economic partnership need to be double checked and triple checked, right? To make sure that's the correct amount, right? The current work, this is the current work for the present of January 2017. So we need to add in April. So this is basically not to present. This is to March, right? January to March 2017. So we would want to add in April here. Outstanding travel costs. So travel is a big, huge issue. We need to update the travel. There's back pay IOUs. And then there's just other people and other estimated, how much did people get actually paid? So we need to know how much people got paid because we need to subtract that from their total. So then we can, this is the amount of tokens that they're all owed, right? So this is the closest thing we currently have to the master ledger, but each one of these rows or these columns is its own spreadsheet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and these are all the finances, how much do people actually get paid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think this is, it's a lot, it's definitely a lot. And I've done 100 hours of work on this already,
Wow.
So we've made a huge amount of progress. So from here, it's just a matter of figuring out what is missing, what needs to be doubled and triple checked. So let's see. Going back to our notes for now. So goals like double and triple checking everything. Yay. So there's parts here that relate, to finances, etc. Cool. So I think the first step is pretty simple though. It's just to take the inventory of all the tasking in spreadsheet, and then we can start slowly one at a time. So weekly. So the cool thing about the weekly past one is we already have the document. So here's the weekly past, right? And if you click on the weekly one, what you'll see is you have the week of, here's the week, right? Here's the amount of time that they did, right? And then this is the time for the next week, right? It only is 3 weeks though.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also another
I
form.
can see them weekly.
There's another form here. Buddy team here. So there's another form. So the previous weekly reporting form, and it's really important to understand that the weekly reporting form is different from the weekly contribution tracking form. So if I go over here to personnel, HR personnel, we have the simple reporting. So this is the results spreadsheet from the previous weekly reporting form. And so this has the rest of the data on weekly. So you can see the day that they filled out the form. And you can see that there's a lot of filling out, and then it's how much time or value did you do. So you can see part-time, full-time, 8 hours, full-time, part-time. So you can see that people did fill this out, and there is some data here that we can go through that can help us determine how much tokens we're going to be issuing. Okay?
Okay.
So
this is actually the one we have to take into account when we are taking like this to summarize the reports, correct? The one we were doing yesterday, because it's like the percentage of hours that everyone is taking from the time to complete the jobs.
Yeah, and it's always easier to start from the present moment and work forward than to start and go backwards. Okay.
Okay.
But this is all ready to go. So there's the monthly, quarterly, there's the deliverables, the advisors, all the other things, and there's all these other goals. But this weekly part is actually pretty easy. So we need to create a new spreadsheet. So we're gonna have a new spreadsheet for past weekly tracking. And what's gonna be cool here is we can also add to this. We can add to this our current weekly tracking, right? So, and this started the week of April. Well, we can just double check. So if I go up here, back to our core team contribution tracking. So this is the weekly value tracking ledger. And this is technically the current weekly value tracking ledger. So this would be right here. Boom. And if I click on here, it started on April 14th through 20th. Okay, so I would note that down here. So it started the week of April 14th through 20th. So anything that before April 14th would go into the past weekly tracking. So anything before April 14th. Okay, and then really this goes. The latest would be like basically November, December 2016. So before November, December 2016, nobody was doing any weekly tracking. It's impossible to do weekly tracking. Okay, so basically from like the first week of November all the way through the week before the 14th would be in this one spreadsheet. So we need to create this spreadsheet. Do you want me to create this right now, or do you want to create it?
Okay, it should be almost the same like the results spreadsheet or the...
It's exactly the same. So it's this exact same spreadsheet right here, right?
Yeah.
Except instead of going forward in time, we're going backwards in time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So in fact, we could even just take this and I could just make a copy, right? And I could just go boom, copy it. And then I would just go ahead and share this, edit, copy, and paste. So where we go here, this would go right into our notes, buddy team. So this is the past weekly tracking ledger.
Tracking ledger.
And then if we're looking at that, so I'm going to say the weekly, this is going to be the past weekly value tracking ledger before April 13th, 2017. And then we can put to our current, so this would be our current one, current weekly value, and this is after April 14th. Okay, does that make sense? And so
Yeah, makes sense.
This would be April 13th. This would be like what, I don't know, April 6th to 13th. I don't know. We'll have to look it up at the exact date. April 6th to 13th. And we would just delete this all and try to figure it out. And then the whole thing is basically yellow, right? And maybe we don't have any data for that week, but we want to know that we don't have any data for that week, right?
Okay.
So if we don't have any data for that week, that's fine. We just say, you know, blank. It's just yellow, which is not a problem. You know, it's perfectly fine. And we want to do this all backwards, right? So we want April 13th, and this would be April 14th. This would be the next week. And eventually, most likely, we might put it all into a single spreadsheet, but you know, let's keep them separate for now, okay? It's easier that way. So, and again, the only data we have for the weekly tracking is this right here. We have the previous weekly reporting form, and it only lasted a few weeks, so there's not a lot, you know. And everything else, you know, I don't even know if we want to go that late. I would say everything else is basically hourly tracking, right? Because I'm the only person who's doing hourly tracking, as well as all of us. So do you see like all of this is ready to go? And Nelly, I don't are you interested in, obviously Jorge, you're gonna help with the past. So this is the weekly value tracking.
Okay.
Jorge, you're gonna help with this, right?
Yeah, sure.
And Nelly, I'm not sure if this is really your point. I mean, do you want to help with this or not? You can.
Yes.
Okay, and Nelly. Okay, so put Nelly. So the two of you can start with this process. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 spreadsheets that all need to be fixed and synchronized. Actually, it's only 3, because you don't need to worry about the previous one. I mean, the current one.
So those 3 are not yet revised.
No, we just created
Reviewed?
this new tracking ledger sheet, and we just want to get all the data from these 2 spreadsheets into the new tracking ledger sheet, right? So if you look at this one, the old version, and the old version is just like way complicated. The week of date reported, we don't need that, right? The actual time is all we need. So it's just the week of February 2nd or 3rd, whatever that week is. And then here's February 9th through 10th, and February 14th through 17th.
Okay.
We have those 3 weeks, but we also have other weeks that just haven't been put into the right form. And those weeks would be this link here. Whoops. Where's my notes? Where are the notes? Here are the notes. This one right here is the actual results from the voting form. And it's possible like there aren't any more. Like maybe that's everything. So we have here like, oh, look like someone did 21-4, 20 and 17. Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, hourly tracking can go into weekly tracking. So I would actually say that we can eventually backtrack all the way to November. So, all right. So any questions on this? You guys good or what?
Well, I guess we're just I'm trying to open those, but it's really okay. I'm not getting there. It's really hard when you are I'm checking out the YouTube channel, but just like 1-2 minutes behind, and just
Yeah, one option would be trying to like to actually listen to like a minute later, right? Or whatever, 3 seconds later, and then just jump back into the Hangout when you have questions, you know? So that would be an option for you. Otherwise, we just need to figure out how to get you into the live Hangout. Or I can just start sharing my screen in both.
I couldn't get to the live Hangout. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
It says error.
But I should be able to share my screen in both. I was able before, but it just won't let me. It's very frustrating. I don't know. Anyways, like, don't worry about it too much. You know, if you need to, you can watch the video again, and we have it all indexed. Isn't that great? You can actually go to the exact point where we start talking about it now.
Yes.
So, and that's another task that can be done. So these are other tasks. Is the indexing is a whole bunch of work in and of itself. So, whoops, that's not it. So, other tasks. So, video indexing, and then also there is create a doc. So we need to create a doc for past value tracking, for exit past value tracking. So this needs a doc, and we need to index all of this information here that we just went through. So all of this, not that, but all of this past value tracking, all of this needs to be indexed. So you guys want me to do that, or do you guys, one of you guys take care of that?
Well, actually, we can take care of that, but if you guide us.
You want me to tell you how to do it?
We can do it if you help us.
Okay, so yeah, so this is exactly the same thing we did before with the what did we index before? We indexed the meeting roles and responsibilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do exactly the same thing. So and let's go ahead and you know, mark this as a new point in. So this is going to be how to index a meeting topic, right? So this is to take it out of the linear the topic form. So we're going to create it. So the first step is to create a new doc. Create a doc, and let's get the time. So we're exactly at 2 hours, right? So it's a 2 hours and 2 minutes on the video. All right, and so create a doc. I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to go and say, and we're also practicing to create doc like in the Americas network, right? So make sure it's in the right folder. Google Doc, create. All right, and so this doc is going to be called exit past value tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to share it, copy. I'm going to go to our buddy team notes here. And so this is exit past value tracking doc, and link that there. And this is going to be a systems. These are systems. So yeah, systems, and really it's also just tasks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plan, systems, and tasks. Because in some ways, past value tracking you only have to do once, and then it's done, right? Whereas current and future value tracking is ongoing. So from here, we want to add it to our Andromeda team. So systems, processes, and core docs. So boom, pop it there. And then we got it. So now we have the weekly contribution tracking systems and the past. And so then the last thing to do here is we would take all of the notes from this particular topic, which is all of this. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to copy all of this right here into the new document we just made, if I can find it. Where'd it go? Here we go. This is it right here. Past tracking. Paste.
Mhm.
Boom. There. So it's all in there. So now we have it. So now we don't need to like go back to the notes to find it. We have it right there. And typically what I would do is you know, I made a new topic here and we created the doc. We did all this, and I'm also going to copy this and put it at the top here. Boom, done. So that took us like what, 3 minutes? 3 minutes, and then we want to make sure that we are logging our video index. So I'm going to copy and paste this back up to here to the video index.
That would be 118 minutes.
We're at 2:15. That's what I have. 2 hours 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Since we started the video. About.
So.
Wait, no, 2 hours and 6 minutes. I have 2 hours and 6 minutes is where we're at right now.
So 126 minute 126.
Oh, minute 100. No, but it's by hours. They do hours on YouTube. So we might be, it might be minute 126, but as far as YouTube isn't concerned, it's by hourly. It's hourly. So it'll be hour to minute X second X, right?
All right.
Cool. So that's looking good. And then we can also update our all of our notes here, right? So it has all the links to all the notes of what we did today. All right, so you know, we just finished the indexing and the past value tracking, right? And that took us a half an hour instead of 15 minutes. So now we're actually, and this is where the time tracking comes in, is that, you know, we didn't finalize our time for the best for that last part. So what we want to do now is like, I mean, are you guys okay taking another 15 minutes to do the wrap up, and we can get into the wrap up?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. So, and this is part of this is just learning and practicing, because we haven't really done very good wrap up yet as a team, but we're gonna get better at it. So this would be heading 2, wrap up. So what's the first part of wrap up is next steps, right? So we could review the next steps here that we have to do. So communication systems, Jay's priorities, I got that done, which is excellent. And lots more. What other next steps can you guys think of? So obviously we want to do more exit, client work, and training. We still need to review the previous meeting agenda and next steps. That's important. So
Yes, definitely.
we might be able to even do a little of that right now while we're reviewing our next steps, so that, oh yeah, there was another thing here too, which was I think it was this right here. So there's the internal value tracking for us. Other opportunities. Okay, cool. So this is really important, is that we get our internal understanding. This includes work reporting, right? And part of me feels like, I mean, we should do work reporting like right now as well.
Yeah, because we haven't done that.
Well, we should be doing work reporting every day. Anytime you get to doing work, you know, you're responsible for your best to track your hours. And again, you can also just sort of keep a mental picture of like, you know, how much you're working each week, but you're not going to get much value. You always get the max amount of value by tracking your hours, and even going beyond just tracking hours. Like we'll talk about the meeting value tracking in a minute. So I think this is really important in all our equity value distribution within the F3 community network. This is all really important stuff that we have to do. So in other words, what we need to do is finish our team setup. Very important. Because if we're not organized, how can we get exit organized, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but we need to also balance this, like balance with getting the client work done. Okay. Let's go away. Go away. All right. So I think we're good with next steps. Any other next steps you guys can think about?
We have
We have
tasks, we have
we have
responsibilities, we have everything.
What did you just say?
Don't think we are missing anything.
Okay, so our next steps are good. So the tasks is, I think, the next part, right? So first we cover next steps, then we do tasks.
Yeah.
So tasks is right here. So update the last who responded, who didn't respond. I think we did this, yes, right? So that's done. So then tomorrow, Jay and Isaac need to call everyone who still doesn't fill out the form. We sent the emails, this is done. Video indexing, does anyone want to start the video indexing process, or should we give that to the global team?
How do we do that? Maybe I can do that, but I don't know how to do that. But I can help with that.
I think there might be a way. There might be a way we can do it live. Let's play around with this. So if I go to YouTube, and I just click on any random video. So let's click on this thing here with Abdul.
Okay.
Wait, live now.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
We are live here.
Okay, so then I say I want to share. How do I share? Here, I push the share button. Right, and then I say I want to start at minute. Right, let's say I want to start at minute 15.
Okay.
That's 15 seconds. This would be 15 minutes. Right. So see here. So it's like if you don't start at it.
Okay.
What happens? Share. Start at minute 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, minute 0. Start at 0. Okay, so if you don't do it, it's just like the normal link. Right? So for example, if we go to our notes now, actually I can even go over here. So if I go over here, this right here is our link to the video. So here's our notes for now. And if I go to our video indexing, and I go here, this is the entire video is at this link. Okay? Okay. So the general meeting setup is basically at the beginning, so don't really worry about that. The video indexing is supposedly at minute 2. So we would go paste, and then question mark, right, let's make sure we get it right, share. We don't do minute 2. Right. Oh, look, this is the Andromida session. Oh, look at that. So you can share automatically. All right, let's see here. So I go share minute 2:08. It looks like we can do it live during things. So if I just repeat here, and I push pause, and then I click the share button. Share. Yeah, it'll let you share right at the time we're currently at, which is at 1 hour 59 minutes. So this would be our current time. So we can actually just copy and paste these links during our videos, and then the actual direct link, right? So for example, and then we know exactly that it's the right time. But you know, I don't know. So that's the goal here. So to video index these past things, how to index the meeting. I'm assuming that it's not the right time, but it would be somewhere around there. 1 hour, X number of minutes, X number of seconds. So we want to make sure that it's at the right time.
Okay.
You know, but anyways, we'll get better in the future. It looks like we can actually pull out the links directly from the video while we're doing it. So let's say if I wanted to share right now, how would I do that? So if I think I might have to just refresh. So refresh. So
video
now
while
it's live
we're doing
right now. I pause. I click share. Oh no, it's still 1:59:57.
I think you can change that number.
Yeah. Anyway, so the point is that let's say you're doing this one, it would be 2 hours 2 hours 52 minutes, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that should link to the right time in the video.
Okay.
Right, but the question is that the right time? If you actually click on that, is that correct, right? So video indexing would involve actually going through and making sure that it actually works and that it's the right information. And then the more important thing that this revolves around is creating the master training list, right? So another task is that we need the master training list doc. So we need to create a doc, and then we have to copy and paste all the list of all the trainings that we need to do, and then we'll be indexing all the videos into the master training list doc, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Create a doc for exa, what is this? Past value tracking, we did this, done. But does anyone want to take on either the video indexing or the list of the master training doc list?
Nope.
No, you guys are good. Okay, but these are next steps.
Sharing the indexing is easy.
Sorry, say again?
Sharing that indexing will be easy. Right?
Yeah, and we can get the global team working on some of that too. Cool. So I think we're done on the tasks. Are there any other specifics on the tasks?
Let's check. Tasks. Emails, send the emails, video indexing, create docs. Nope.
I think
Master training list doc. Nope.
Yeah, this would be a pretty easy one that someone could get started on too. But okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next thing, which is evaluation. So evaluation is, you can kind of skip, but basically it's like sometimes we talk about the checkouts, we say, how was the meeting for you, right? But if you actually have a section on evaluation, you can actually ask the question, what went well and what can be improved, right? What went well and what can be improved, right? So this is really a much more deeper evaluation because you're separating it from your checkouts, and you're able to actually improve upon how we function as a group, right? And so it's important to do this if we're able to. Every single meeting, you know, but some meetings we just won't have time, right? So it's one of the easy ones that you cut out pretty quickly. Do you guys have any questions on or any input on what went well and what could be improved?
I just got a problem with the fitting on the video call.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we need to figure out what is wrong with Google Hangouts that Jay can't share his screen sometimes. It's like sometimes it lets me share it and sometimes it doesn't. It's like totally random. That was a problem, right?
You can see here on the Hangout that I'm only with you.
Yes,
Yes,
in the
and
only
Nelly's in the other
hangout
hangout.
that I'm only with you, I can see it.
Yeah, Nelly's actually got into this live hangout link. She was able to get into it. And you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why.
yeah. So cool. So I'm gonna add that as a next step because we don't know how to deal with that, but it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Part of our communications. Communications improvements. We have a bunch of those. And there's an internal. Okay, so this is also part of communications here.
Yep. So
I think we're good at the evaluation. So then the next is the meeting value tracking. So meeting value tracking. So this is kind of cool. So this is the first time we've done this. So you go all the way to the bottom, and you put it in a big line, and then you do meeting value tracking, and you can actually give this a heading as well. So this is pretty cool. Let me start by just reviewing our previous meeting because someone had a question about it, and I went through it and actually quite a lot of details. So this is Monday. Boom. So this is what the meeting value tracking would look like for yesterday's meeting, okay? So the first thing is meeting attendance, right? Who actually showed up and who didn't, and who's checked in, right? So you get value for this. You're actually going to get issued equity tokens, everything, right? So this is real money, right? The other thing you could say audio only. text only, right, or something like that. Or if you did video and audio, right? So this is this would be audio, and this would be could be text only, right? So it's basically your presence, your attendance / presence. So some people, especially on global meetings, they're just not able to connect with the audios. You can't talk with them, so it's like, are they really there? Yes, they're there, but if you get your audio set up, that's much more value because you're contributing more, right? So this would all be for the full time. So this is 3 hours. It's a 3-hour meeting.
Mhm.
And the meeting time, this is all the same thing. Well, actually, no, this is different. So meeting attendance, presence, is just a check off, and then meeting time, this would be all audio, and then it could be text only. So I did that wrong. So meeting attendance is always just 1 point, right? So this is a 1 point for effort, right? So yesterday you didn't really do timekeeping. So then you have note taking, timekeeping, facilitation, training, Slack bot messaging, right? So let's go through for today. And eventually we'll get really good at this and we'll do it really fast, right? So the easiest thing to do is just to copy and paste from yesterday. So meeting attendance and presence, quick check-in. Anna Clara checked in. She definitely checked in, so she would get a point for that. And then we have the 3 of us the 3 of us were present. What about Isaac? Did Isaac actually check in with anyone?
Nope, not with me.
Yeah, so Isaac wouldn't get a point. So if he had simply sent a Skype message that said, hey, I can't make it today, I'll be there tomorrow, then he would get value. He would actually be issued direct value. Okay? So then the meeting time for us on audio, we all did, 2.5 hours, I think. We're at 2.5 hours. Okay? So we would note that down. So let's say Isaac came, halfway through, he would get like an hour, right? So if he was here for the last hour, he would get an hour. But he didn't come at all, so he doesn't get anything. Or hey, 2.5 hours. Text only, we don't need to worry about that, but that's applicable for other things. So then facilitation, Jay got 2.5 hours. Note taking, Jay did 2.5 hours. Timekeeping, Jorge, you did a very good job of timekeeping today. And so you would get the full 2.5 hours. So then we have value tracking spreadsheet work, right? This was a lot on that. I bet it's probably about an hour, right? We each did an hour of work here. I didn't really do too much on that. Training, I basically did 2.5 hours of training. And that is pretty much, pretty good on the value as far as I can think of, That covers everything. So that was the value of this meeting. And this would go directly, this would be the main information that we'd actually want to take out of this meeting and put in the master daily tracking. So for here, where we have the master daily tracking, we put it right here. It'll be boom, there's all the meeting. This will go into the master global ledger of value tracking for us internally for that meeting. So that's the value tracking at the end of the meeting. Sometimes you'd actually do that after checkouts, right? And the reason why you do that after checkouts is this for follow-up. So sometimes there's meeting follow-up. And so if we did like a big meeting with lots of people, we would actually do a follow-up staff session after the meeting, and then you do the meeting value tracking after as part of the follow-up, like directly immediately after. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you said, it's like the value tracking of that session, like
yes, of that session.
Like where you finish up.
Yeah, and for example, a big one coming up would be the Venus session. So the Venus session, be the goal is to have it be a bigger session with other people from potentially even the public. And then tomorrow morning, just to double check on the calendar. So this would be let's go to unitynet.info. So tomorrow we do have a public open session. I mean, all of our sessions are open and public, so I guess that's a moot point. But if we go to the Americas time, tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Americas time is the new moon selling session. And right now we have a good group of maybe like 4 to 5 people signed up for it, including you, Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get, if I come, Nelly comes. Hopefully Abdul or Ulysses comes. It'll be our first global team meeting potentially. So that's going to be exciting. It's totally optional. No one has to come. If you want to sleep, for me, it's 5 a.m. Who knows? Maybe my alarm clock won't even go off and I will miss it. It is possible. But
It's today at 8, right?
For you, it would be at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yeah.
And for America's time, it's at 6 a.m. and my time, it's at 5 a.m.
Oh my gosh, it's so early.
Yeah, it's absurdly early. But what you'll see here is for our global sessions, like for example, the next global session is going to be the Mercury session, which is also ridiculously early at 7 a.m. Right? But
Yeah.
then you have the full moon session. The full moon session is at 3 in the afternoon. So it actually coincides perfectly with the Americas of the Andromeda team. So this full moon session, we could do some big outreach for and have a lot of fun with that, because that'll be a good one. People love the full moon session, right? So from there, so our global sessions happen at all times of day and night. It just all is just totally random, whether it's in the middle of the night or the morning or afternoon. It's just all random. And so the next big primary planetary session is 2 in the afternoon, right? And this is for the Venus session, and it just by chance happens to be during the day for the Americas. But the next Venus session could be in the middle of the night. You just don't know. Yeah. And it's just about, it creates a fair distribution around the world for the global team. Because sometimes you have to wake up in the middle of the night and sometimes you don't. It's just that, if you scheduled it Gregorian instead of natural time cycles, it would basically be like somebody across Earth would always have to be up in the middle of the night. And how much would that suck, right? Mm-hmm. So that's totally optional for tomorrow, but it would be great to get people there. So that's it on that. So check out.
Jay, I think I lost the link for that calendar, so I can probably assist to some of those meetings because tomorrow I have class, but I would like to attend to those meetings as well.
Cool. Yeah. Like over time, you actually want to get you invited to them, and you get the invitations and get the reminders and everything. Yeah. So that could also be a next step. So a next step could also be, global natural time sessions. So and basically scheduling, invitations, auto reminders, all that kind of stuff. Cool. So like we can make sure we cover that for the Andromeda team. And remember, like on the Andromeda team schedule, like the number 1 is the global natural time sessions. If you're able to come to them, it's definitely the top priority, but they're hard to get to. I mean, every day they're at different times every time they happen, and we're just busy, and it's just like sometimes I won't be able to make it to them, Okay, cool. So I think we're good. Is there any other questions on anything?
Not for now.
All right, so we're gonna do checkouts. Sweet. So the bottom, actually, that stays at the bottom. This goes before the bottom here. So checkout. Who wants to go? Someone want to start, or I could start?
Okay.
So I thought the meeting was good. I am going to get some. Go to a walk would be nice. It'd be nice to. I have a lot of work I need to do. Work, walk. I need to figure out the treasurer for the Econaut partnerships. I'm gonna try to get in touch with Deanna. But yeah, overall. Oh, and then Nelly, if you want to keep going, like if we took like a half hour, an hour break, I'm definitely down to keep going with Nelly if she wants to.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I thought this went well. We got a little more closer to meeting our goals. Yeah, cool. Check.
Yes, because I haven't eaten.
Yeah. So Nelly, do you want to check out now?
Yes, I think I liked what we are doing, that we are starting working already in our clients' needs, and doing more and learning more and doing more training that it's more applicable already to what we are going to end up doing. I like that, and also I don't have much to do tonight. So I think I would like to keep working. So that will be nice, if possible. Or maybe watch a movie. I don't know. I've been working a lot.
Cool. Jorge?
All right. For me, I guess. Let me just check. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna finish some translations. I'm gonna prepare tomorrow's class because I have a class tomorrow with some students. Probably go for a walk with my dogs. Okay, and yeah, actually, I'm gonna review some of the work we did today. So I think I'm gonna review the YouTube session. Yeah, and that'll be it for me. So that's it.
Cool, yeah. And that reminds me, like on our next steps, we also need to, review and understand the ongoing tasks, right? Including our work reporting. So, it's like anytime you guys want to do work, that's perfectly fine. You just got to report it. So just track your hours, track your hours, put it in your, either just make a note for yourself or actually put it into your work reporting doc, and then we can issue the value for that in the future, and you can get back pay and all that stuff. I mean, we'll go through it in more detail so you guys understand the ongoing responsibility with that. But yeah. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. Oh, and the other thing I noticed here is that for note taking, Jorge, you were definitely helping throughout. You were doing some, editing, some spell check, etc., right? So, I don't know if we put the full 2.5 hours because you weren't really actively taking notes, but maybe we could put like a half hour of notes just to like. So it's like acknowledging that you were helping with the notes here is really important, but we want to
helps me like go with actually what we're doing right now.
Exactly, and then the goal of of distributing the value based on people's effort and the contributions they make, basically means that hopefully in the future people will get more excited about taking notes. Like, oh, I want to take notes, because then that way I'm contributing and then I'm building more value than I would otherwise, right?
Right.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome. All right, so I think we are good. Great work. Yeah, we'll see you maybe like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And we'll see you tomorrow, Jorge. All right.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye, Nelly.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.